Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of y'all, and peace out to the rest of you. Hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. So I watched the video in which a therapist gave this incomplete apology. And what I heard her say was, we need you to get better because we're suffering. And that right there would not have been wrong in and of itself, were it not for the fact that that would not be accepted from one of us. We need you to get better because we're suffering. She says, we need you. And what we black men are rightfully telling sisters is, oh, what the hell about wanting us? If you need us, you still don't seem to want us. And they've already shown that that's the case because they were willing to replace us with zaddy white government, the same government they should have known to not trust to have any of our long-term best interests at heart, let alone be neutral about. So I'll tell you that I know of this firsthand again. My neighbor across the street from whom I grew up, not the Creole one that got into fights in the military and is now sitting up on Facebook posting pro-black stuff with misspellings, run-on sentences, no punctuation, confusions between homophones, and pictures of her flashing her gold teeth. No, this someone that grew up next to her. Someone that much more substance. She babysat me actually sometimes. She went into therapy and counseling, and she provides it. But one day her mother saw my mother in a grocery store. I mean, hell, they're neighbors, literally across the street from. One day they bumped into each other at the grocery store, and she said to my mother that her oldest daughter was getting therapy, getting counseling. Now I understand it. It's because she went into it. So for, several hours of the day at a time, she only talked to people that needed counseling. So of course she wound up needing it herself. I can imagine, I can understand that, because if you work a customer service job, you could wind up needing counseling because you're only talking to people that are calling about problems. But what I want you to understand is that from her is that this is a lady that probably needs counseling herself. And I don't know if she's getting it or not. If she is getting it, then she needs to finish it before she tells us anything. And if she's not getting it, then she needs to start it and then finish it before she tells us anything. See, what about what we needed, black man? We needed moms. And I'm one of those who had a good mom, so I'm lucky. But many of you needed mom to be right. And she wasn't. And she didn't get the counseling. And she had attitude against the idea of getting therapy, even if she could afford it. Because, we don't do them things. We pray it away. And I do believe that prayer is necessary as an ingredient. But that's not what they were saying. They were saying that's all it is. Don't even pay attention to the temporal aspects of a problem. Pray it away. We got Jeeves. We got white Jeeves. We don't need counseling like them white folk needed, because we got white Jeeves to counsel us. That was the idea. While they just stayed with their triggers, hair triggers. We needed the community raised by these single moms to be less toxic. The boys and the girls coming out their homes to be less toxic, when we had to be, as kids, along with them and be part of them in the school system. And it wouldn't happen because moms wouldn't check it and didn't let dads back in to check it. We needed them to at least be honest with us about how they just wanted to do it all by themselves and felt they didn't need our dads, but dads weren't really the problem. And what wound up happening, we grew older and got pushed away and found out dad didn't just flee because he felt like it, because he just wanted to go and nut up in the next broad. That's not what happened. I told you before, gentlemen, don't accept these apologies. Don't accept anything other than not only submission, but in terms of starting a black family with a Western black woman, don't accept anything other than her having her stuff together, her being attractive to you, wanting you, and then pursuing you. And even then, I don't know if you should take it. But do not ever accept their apologies to the point where you will begin to re-pursue them to start families. Until the day that they cannot have a family with us, they will not learn that lesson. They probably won't learn that lesson even if they simply have to make the approaches. They probably still wouldn't. I don't know. But I think they would not, even if they had to make the approaches to come to us. But that's iffy. I'm not sure. But if you got to go and check for them and spit game to them and charm them, nope, don't do it. Even if you accept their apology on a platonic level for your own benefit, fine, but do not get out there and start checking for them. Assalamu alaikum. Start checking for them, trying to impress them to start a family with you. Our legacy, our future generations do not have a hope with them as moms. And the good ones amongst them who do exist, and Clarence and I would agree on that, should be the first ones to have to come and check for us. And we know they're going to be the last. And therein lies the problem when it comes to future generations, at the very least. I wish I had better news. Thanks for listening. Black heart, black mind, blackout, assalamu alaikum, and black heterosexual non-select male power, because they don't like it, and black patriarchy until extinction or judgment day. This message has been paid for by the one thing that matches the speed of light: darkness.